Hi, David, they call me MacGyver. Today I'd like to show you how the easy way is to scrape popcorn off of a ceiling. Hang tight and we'll get started. So the first thing we want to do is get our nozzle adjusted, and you just want a fine mist. So you'll have to get a nozzle that you can actually twist the adjustment. And then you spray the ceiling and you just put that mist up there, making sure you're covering the whole ceiling. And it just takes a few minutes for it to actually start soaking into the popcorn ceiling. Now, if it's been painted before, this isn't going to work. You're going to have to do a dry scrape. But if it's never been painted, then this is the way you can do it. And even if it's got asbestos in it, you don't have to worry about it because there's no dust. I put a canvas tarp on the floor, and then after I scrape this off, all that droppings will go right into the on top of the tarp. So we're getting started here, okay? And then once you get going, it just falls right off. You see how easy that is? Now I happen to have some furniture in the center of this room that I covered with some more tarps, but normally I wouldn't have to be switching back and forth like this, but I had to get around the furniture. And this is just one of those scrapers that you use for removing shingles off your roof. Now I'm hitting the side wall a little bit so it's not sliding as easy. Once you get over, it comes right off. And I'll show you a little bit later in this how you can catch those side walls without having to worry. You can just stay a little bit away. Going around the light fixture and around the furniture. It just falls right off. I mean, it's so easy. There's no dust. It just all drops right down into that tarp. You see, the left side there is actually hanging up on the wall, so it's hard to get it to slide. So if you come in this direction, you can clean that little bit up that you missed. And I go back to where I first started, and see it's hanging up a little bit on the side wall. So if you stay just a tiny bit away, you won't have this issue, but you will have to come in from the other angle and actually scrape her from the other angle. You'll notice on my next stroke that this just falls off. You just push and go. It's so easy. And then up against the wall, you see how I kind of shove it in and drag it down so it'll get that out of the corner. I've heard of people doing a lot of dry scrape on this, but I've just found it so easy just to spray it. The best way to do it is have a clean room so you don't have all the furniture and stuff in it. If you can move it out into the hall or into another room while you're doing this. This whole process only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to scrape this off. And we're talking scraping it and then kind of cleaning it up. You're going to see the whole process here. And this was a ceiling fan. I took the fan blades off and their shroud off so I could get right up to the bracket. Figured we'll just go ahead and scrape up to that. And then we're going to spray texture on this afterwards and just paint it. And then if you wanted to do a knockdown texture, you'd spray it, and just within the few minutes, like 4, 5, or 10 minutes after you spray it, you take a sheetrock knife, like a 10 or 12 inch, and you just drag it backwards just to knock the high spots flat. and that'll make your knockdown texture. I have other videos on how to do knockdown texture if you're just doing a patch job, but if you spray the texture, it's the same technique, but you just don't have to apply the sheetrock mud the way I do in my other videos with a piece of plastic. So when you get up against the corner, you just come in this way. See, you kind of go up and drag it down. Sometimes you have to slide up just to kind of cut it loose, like this. Yeah. So just comes right off. Nowhere near as hard as what people think it is. It's a pretty easy process. And you can use like a step stool and a regular sheetrock knife, but this is one of those roofing peelers that you get to peel off roofing when you're re-roofing. Or you could take a sheetrock knife and tape it to a broom handle or something so that you can get up there, because you want to lay pretty flat when you're doing it. And of course, unless you're 8 feet tall, it's pretty tough to do this ceiling like this without a pole. Just about done. Yep, that was about 15 minutes to scrape that. And then after I've scraped it, I'm going to, these 3 spots up here, there's 3 spots that actually went down to the brown on the sheetrock. It actually peeled the coating off, just 3 little sections. And I'll show you at the end here what you put on that. Right now I'm just vacuuming because I just used a canvas tarp, and all around the edge the sheetrock or the spackle or the popcorn dropped onto it. But I'll show you how you can just use a regular shop vac. You can use regular vacuum too, but shop vac has a little bigger nozzle and picks it up pretty easy. So I just go around the room and suck up all the pieces and clean it up off the carpet. Of course, if you have a hardwood floor, it's not like this, but just want to get it up while it's there so somebody doesn't track it and beat it down into the carpet. And also the window was open, so it got into the track a little bit on the windowsill. And you'll want to also do like above any moldings, because there's going to be mud. So up above this window there's also some shavings up there that we'll need to get, and above the closet and above the entry door. But pretty much you're just going around, you just peel your tarp back. See the furniture there, I already peeled the tarp off of it and dumped it onto this tarp. But we'll see how easy this is here. I mean, it doesn't stain the carpet or anything, because it's just, it falls down and it's almost, it's damp, but it's not soaking wet where it falls into the tread of the carpet. It just vacuums right up. Have a little bit over on the other side of the room, and then we'll be done. Just want to clean this up so somebody doesn't track it in. Don't want to beat it down to the carpet, and then it'll be a real job to get it out. So after we get this all vacuumed up here, then we're going to move that furniture off. And you see how I'm just picking up the corners of the tarp? You just kind of shake it and it falls right down into the center of it. You just keep shaking it down, picking up each corner. Make sure you get it from the corners so that you don't end up with a mess. Then you take it out of the garbage can and drop your one end of the tarp in, and then you can just kind of shake it and it'll fall right off the canvas tarp and go right into the garbage can. Just kind of keep shaking it as you're pulling it out. All that just goes into the garbage can. You can get these tarps at Harbor Freight. They're like a 10 by 12 tarp. And there's all the popcorn. And then this is that primer that you'll want to put on those spots of the ceiling before you paint. I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope that was some good information for you. The easy way to remove popcorn off a ceiling. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you'll do that and then click the bell icon, then every time I come out with a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks a lot. You have a great day.